freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it on to our children in the bloodstream. The only way they can inherit the freedom we have known is if we fight for it, protect it, defend it, and then hand it to them with the well-taught lessons of how they in their lifetime must do the same. And if you and I don't do this, then you and I may well spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it once was like in America when men were free.
Cheryl Todd here with Gun Freedom Radio, coming to you from the 2025 SHOT Show in fabulous Las Vegas. I am with
the other guy, Dan.
And our awesome friend. This is a tradition. We do this every single year, and I would not even know it was SHOT Show if we didn't do this.
It's a highlight of my show.
Oh, thank you, Bill Romanelli. Now, Bill, you do such important work because this industry, you know, there's so much to it, but safety, especially when it comes to our children, around these particular tools is paramount.
And foundational.
And so you are, I'll say your title correctly, you are the spokesperson on behalf of the National Shooting Sports Foundation that hosts this amazing event. Their Project ChildSafe program, and I think there's even like a little registered trademark for that, right?
We are at 26 years and counting for Project ChildSafe, so it's been around a while.
So the other part of this debate that would say that we don't care about children in the firearms industry, 26 years we've been caring enough that there's an actual program.
Right, 26 years, 41 million free gun locks given out, and statistically, fatal firearms accidents are at their historic lows. It's not a coincidence.
Well, I heard a report that they're not at a historic low, and as a matter of fact, they're the leading cause of injuries and death of children. So how do you square that circle?
Well, you know, statistics, you've heard the phrase, there are lies, damn lies, and statistics, right? I have another friend who's a scientist who says you can torture the data until it tells you the truth. The fact of the matter is, a lot of statistics you hear about, when they talk about firearm deaths, a lot of those are suicides, and that is actually something we take very seriously. The NSSF has partnered with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention to address the issue of firearms and suicides. Because if you deny access to that firearm, a central part of the Project ChildSafe Safe Storage program, you actually create that pause that makes people rethink their decision and actually save a life. And so, but going back to your question, so yes, sometimes you see reports that talk about firearm deaths, but they're moving in suicides. They consider people who are 18 and over as children sometimes. You just kind of really look at the data. The fact of the matter is they are less than 1/2 of 1% of all fatal firearms deaths. So,
Bill, the other side says that the way that we protect our children is guns don't exist. That's the only way. And through education and through the locks and through letting responsible gun owners know how to be responsible, that is the key to saving everyone.
One of my biggest frustrations, especially, where I'm in California, is like, we go to schools, they'll talk about drugs and safety, they'll talk about driving and safety, they'll talk about alcohol and safety, they'll talk about sex and safety. As soon as you say GUN, it's like, no, we don't talk about that. And you're not doing anybody any favors by ignoring something this important. You can't just stick your head in the sand.
So if somebody visiting somebody's house and they're not familiar with guns, without having the education, could easily cause an accident. Whereas if your young kid learns that you don't touch it, you call it an adult or whatever, then it would save a lot of people.
That's exactly right. And something I've been talking about a lot today is the biggest issue with young kids mostly is curiosity. Right? I was 10, 12, my friend, hey, why don't you come over? My dad's at home, I know where his gun is. But, I educated my kids, when they were, fairly young. It's like, I didn't let them hold it, but I let them touch it, and it was unloaded, of course. But I tried to take away that curiosity. It's still locked and safe, they can't get you anywhere. But my hope is if they had a friend say, hey, come over with my dad's gun, they'd say, I'm not really interested, because A, you're not curious, and B, maybe they even go as far as saying, you really shouldn't.
Yeah.
So, Bill, I look at it this way. So I don't own a pool, so I don't need to teach my kids how to swim. However, my next door neighbor has a pool, and they go over to their house.
That is an excellent analogy. It really is.
Right.
We try to emphasize, even if you don't have one, even if you don't write guns, your kids are going to learn about guns from somebody. It's going to be their friends, it's going to be the TV, the media, or it's going to be from you. So you should take the time to educate yourself and talk about safety with your kids, whether you have guns or light guns or not.
That's exactly right. And we just have one child who is now not a child, she's in her 30s, but now we have 2 grandchildren who live in our home. And so we have shifted how we handle firearms ownership depending on, when Cassie was young, our daughter, who's on the other side of the camera, to when she moved out. For a while we were empty nesters. That changed the dynamic of maybe how we could handle our firearm storage. But now the grandkids, the whole family is living in a generational household, which is an amazing blessing and we love it. But one of the first things that we did was to refocus how and where we store and the education of the youngsters on, this is what, and this is how I was raised. This is a tool for this and not for that, right? And made it pretty clear, and it did take that curiosity factor out of it. So what are some of the tips or tricks or takeaways that people could learn from Project ChildSafe?
Sure. Well, you guys can touch on a really good and important one, which is, kind of taking time, periodically to kind of reassess what is my current situation and do I need to make some changes to how I'm storing my firearms. I mean, you're a perfect example. A lot of people, I'm a grandparent. I don't have kids in my house. They visit, things like that. And it's a great segue into something that NSSF is really promoting heavily this year, which is gun storage check week. And that's, it's formally observed, going to do it twice, once in June, from June 1st to 7th, and once again in September 1st to 7th. The June one coincides with National Safety Month, the September one, suicide prevention. But it's not the only time of year people should be thinking about that. We're just going to be really emphasizing that. That's where we just want all gun owners to really take a second and just think about their current situation. Take 2 minutes to think, what? Has my situation changed in any way that I need to make some changes in my strategy? If not, fair enough. But again, like your situation, I just hats off to you for having that conversation.
Thank you. And I feel like it is only responsible, but I am surrounded by this industry that has some great programs and great reminders to help keep me on track. So I think that accountability is key. And another analogy is to the pool is, we all have a drawer full of knives, sharp, possibly dangerous, cutting instruments that could harm our children if we haven't taught them this is a tool, it's for this and not that. And none of us freak out that, the kids walk up to the drawer, they open it up, they reach in, go right past the knife because they don't care, right? And they've been taught, and they grab their little spoon, their little pink spoon, and run off and have their ice cream. But as you said, the minute it's a GUN, then everybody's freaking out that you would even have that thing in your home, whether it's locked up or not. And I just don't understand the hysteria and the phobic, the less opportunity the other side of the debate has to try to do things that are trying to mandate us to lock things up and how we lock them up, right?
That's exactly right. We can either take responsibility and own the security ourselves, or we can be told how to do it. I don't know about you, but I really I'm not big on authority.
Yeah, same, absolutely.
But, self-accountability, I'm really big on that. And so,
absolutely. One more thing before we let you go. Every year at this event, there is this awesome women's event that is put on. Talk to us a little bit about that, because people can be planning ahead for 2026 or 2026, right?
Yes, it's already, it seems like we're already planning for it right now. It's called Women of the Gun, and yes, this actually started. It was kind of funny. We were just at our booth one time, and we were hosting Dana Lash to do a little book signing, and we had a crowd of like 100 people around our booth. So the next year we said, well, why don't we start serving some, wine or something, make a little social event. And that was so big, we said, we can't just do the booth anymore. So it just became this event. So this year's the 6th annual, but it's really the 8th annual time we do this kind of gathering. And it serves 2 things. One, it's just a great time for women in the industry to come together and network and share stories and forge collaborations. But it's also a time, Joe Bartosi, the president of NSSF, comes up, maybe says a few words. We really just want to continue to acknowledge the role and the contributions of women in the shooting sports and the world. Because, quite frankly, if we just left it up to the guys, A, we'd get nothing done. But B, we'd be losing just an amazingly powerful voice in protecting our fundamental rights.
Have you noticed, since women got more involved in guns in the last 10 years, how much it's boosted up sales, it's boosted up interest in firearms? Women are natural to tell the friends. Guys kind of hold stuff in. And I think it's the best thing that happens in this industry and future keeping our rights with the women.
It's going to give for all of us guys who want to protect our rights. But at the same time, there's no reason women can't enjoy the shooting sports every bit as much as men. So I'm just thrilled that some women have discovered it or discovered it.
Well, it's tremendous, and I will say from personal experience that NSSF does Women of the Gun, that event, so respectfully. There's, for a long time, women didn't know how to enter the space because, it was either just overly sexualized or pandering in some ways. And it's just this amazing opportunity to network and get to know new people. And there's a little bit of an informational piece that you guys offer to us, and highlight some of the key people that have been doing something important in the industry who are women. And it's so well done, and I so appreciate it.
We put a lot of heart into it, and we've been trying to do it right. And I want to give credit where it's due to our partner, Barbara Baird from
Good friend.
Who puts this on with us, and I'll tell you, she's the one who keeps us in check.
She will.
Yeah, she's not shy about telling us what we're doing wrong.
She is a force of nature, and I love her. And you're exactly right. Like if she's involved in it, it's going to be empowering to everyone, not just women. Because you do let the odd straggler man come in the doors.
Somebody's got to serve the drinks.
That's right.
Oh, you got to carry luggage.
That's right. Tell folks again one more time how they can reach out and get connected with all that you do.
Sure, and I do want to go back to what I was talking about with gun storage check. We really do want people to, this is not just something that's out there. We actually want people who will sign on to help us support and promote that message. So if you go onto projectchildsafe.org, you can actually go to projectchildsafe.org/GSCW, gun storage checking. And there's a little form there where you can sign up and say, yes, I will help promote messages of gun storage checking in June and September. And once you sign up that, it's like 5 little lines, takes 30 seconds, hit submit. Then we'll kind of get you on our list, but we'll be sending you information, we'll be sending you reminders. We've got so many plug-and-play tools, we make it really easy to support and promote this event. So we really encourage everybody who's hearing this to log on to projectchildsafe.org/GSCW and sign up for that. And go ahead and hit the back button to Project Child Safe, the website, if you're looking for resources. There's all kinds of videos. There's just so much you can do in your community that we make readily available for you.
I mean, it can't be any easier than that. What are you waiting for? Get on there. As soon as we close out, then get on there. All right, Bill Romanelli, thank you so much for all you do. All right, stick around. We've got so much more coming at you from the 2025 SHOT Show, which is hosted by the National Shooting Sports Foundation.